Hey everyone! Today we're gonna talk about It's Called a Breakup Because It's Broken. Firstly, I would like to mention, look how pretty my shelf is! All nice and pretty and clean and orderly. I love it. Makes me feel so good. Today's book is It's Called a Breakup Because It's Broken by Greg&Amiira, Ruotola Behrendt, and this is the smart girl's breakup buddy. Aside from some cliches about how, according to this, this is aimed at girls. I don't know if there's a smart boys breakup buddy. I don't know. I don't think so. This is aimed at girls. That's all I know. This is broken up into different sections. At the end of each chapter, there's a section where there's letters, I guess, from people who have experienced breakups asking questions. There's also pieces like this that are exercises. There's, at the beginning of the book, there's an introduction. The two authors, who are a married couple, introduce themselves and tell you that throughout reading this book, you need to find yourself a breakup buddy, which is basically going to be like your best friend or your sibling or whatever, who is going to keep you from drunk dialing your ex, stuff like that. And they have a lot of exercises in this book. They tell you to keep a breakup journal, like kind of like a bullet journal, but specifically for the breakup, and write in lots of different things. They explain to you how to do that. I did not do that, I'll be completely honest, because by the time I read this, I was already pretty much over my breakup in so far that I did not want to go back into that relationship. But this is much nicer. This is basically everything you need to do after a breakup to make yourself feel better and feel whole again. Minus, because you don't find these things online, because you don't look for these, do you? When you're freshly out of a relationship and you've just been broken up with, the first thing you Google is, how do I get my ex back? And while there are some pretty good tips in those sections about how to make yourself desirable, I guess, which is basically make yourself feel better about yourself, it is all aimed at you getting your ex back, which is not the ulterior motive of getting better. Unless your ex is the perfect person, in which case, why did you break up in the first place? Ask yourself that. This was very witty, it's funny in places. There are a lot of accounts from both the authors and other people who have like letters in this about how their breakups went down, and it's very funny to read and very reassuring that you're not the craziest person out there to want your ex back or to want to plot revenge against your ex or whatever it is that you might be thinking. Although I wouldn't read it while you're in a breakup, maybe like try and read it before. Which sounds a bit stupid, but like if you're single right now, just go ahead, grab a copy and read it now. Because that way you'll be prepared. Because chances are that, like I said, when you're fresh through a breakup, you're not going to want to read this. Because you're still going to be in denial. Unless you find yourself an eternal breakup buddy who will shove this in your face when the day comes. This is a really good read. It's really helpful. It's really uplifting in the way that it's written because it's very funny. I'm gonna read you the blurb in the background. It's past 2 a.m. You're on your 3rd glass of wine. Stamp out that dumb French cigarette and put down that phone. No, really, don't make that call. Why? Because you're not that girl looking for another chance with someone who has proven himself unworthy of your greatness. You're not that girl sitting alone with a box of tissues when a world full of possibilities waits outside her door. Starting right here, right now, it's time to dry your tears, put down that pint of ice cream, log out of his email, and open this book to chapter 1, and start turning your breakup into a breakover. Greg Behrendt, the co-author of the smash 2 million copy bestseller He's Just Not That Into You, knows that the one thing harder than realizing he's not that into you is finding the courage to walk away from the relationship. But Greg and his co-author and wife Amiira also know that there's a flip side to every breakup. As dark as everything seems right now, this could be the single best thing that's ever happened to you. This is why this book is so great. It shows you all the good things about coming out of a relationship and all the things that you need to pay attention to when a relationship has ended and you're wondering what you did wrong. Because maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Maybe they didn't do anything wrong. Maybe it just wasn't a right fit. It's described in a way that you're really convinced, you know? It's not like, oh, well, yeah, sure, you say that. It's more like, yeah, actually, this makes perfect sense. Let's live by it. Like I said, when I read this, I was already pretty much over my breakup. But it was still very reassuring to read this and read that sometimes it takes people longer to get over something. Sometimes it takes people longer to understand everything that happened and everything that went wrong. And if you know Libby Tidley on YouTube, there's a link in the description and in the card. She wrote a song called A Tale I Can't Tell. And I think that's probably the biggest part of getting over a breakup. Like, in my opinion, that's the point where you're fully over it, when you can tell all the good things that happened, the tales you can't tell. But definitely go check out that song. Check out this book, because it's good. You're gonna love me for it. Believe me. If you've never heard of this book, honestly, I'm surprised, because it's everywhere, and I'm super late to the party. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, then you can subscribe to my channel up here, or you can subscribe to my main channel down here where I talk about mental health. You can watch a related video here, or you can click up there to donate to charity if you're feeling lovely, and I will see you again next Tuesday. Bye!